Welcome back, and thank you once again for joining us. Now, while we shine a spotlight on World Food Day, we can't ignore, I suppose, some of the factors that contribute. You know, when you have a farm and you have cattle or you have other livestock, you're bound to have dogs, and of course dogs do carry with them their own set of challenges, so they also need to be taken care of. You wouldn't want any fleas that would jeopardize your produce or even the farmers themselves. Now, I don't know, throughout the course of the morning you may or may not have seen a few stars of the show. There have been dogs coming in and out of the shot, and they are also being factored into the equation today. There's a veterinary service that is making sure that they are spayed, that they are clean, and that they are healthy. And to discuss this further, I'm joined by the Eastern Cape MEC for Rural Development and Agrarian Reform. It is Mr. Mlibo Qoboshiyane. Very good morning to you, sir. My thanks to you for joining us.
Thank you very much, and good morning to the listeners and viewers at home.
How are we taking care of the dogs this morning?
Well, let me first thank Undernourished Port Institution for partnering with the province of the Eastern Cape for vaccinations for both cattle, sheep and goats. And our state veterinarians are also on site to ensure that we vaccinate to prevent a lot of transmittable diseases, especially from animals, treating of rabies and also pets at home. We encourage people to bring their animals here for areas of castration so that we can control the birth at the same time, and also to look what are the current diseases that are taking place in our own area, district and the province at large.
How important is that support and that intervention, not only to boost the confidence of the local farmers this side, but to make sure that the land yields as much as it can possibly in terms of food?
For instance, in this district, we are going to target 9,600 with an amount of above 30 million this financial year. And in this area alone, we are targeting more than 227 hectares of land with yields that can take us to 508 tons. And we have established in Bizana alone a rural enterprise hub where we are going to mill, we are going to process, when we are going to market, as well as to ensure that all what people are plowing in their own fields have a place where they can market and sell. And we are building that kind of a plant in a rural setup, in a communal area where traditional leaders, primary cooperatives, women, youth and elderly in a rural area, they are able to say, we're going to plant this land, 1,000 hectares targeted for that area, for instance. And to us, it's an indication that we can industrialize and develop agro-processing capabilities in rural areas. And I think that is what we need to do, and taking our farmers to commercial level.
Now, when I hear agro-processing, initially what comes to mind is jobs, jobs and jobs. But when it comes to the socio-economic upliftment of the people in this area, especially the young girls who I'm told have got quite a problem with teenage pregnancy, I suppose the young men as well are to be included in that equation. How will that be a spin-off for them?
Actually, the reason why we decided to open colleges of agriculture like Tsolo Rural Development Institute here in this particular area east of the Eastern Cape. And yesterday I was also having a privilege of opening the agricultural high school, where we want to take skills and also to harness those kinds of levels of understanding, the National Qualification Framework level to NQF level 7 in rural areas, so that when they are castrating these animals, as a farmer you are sure that these are people that are certified to do this kind of work. And our expectation is to take young people, women in particular, to home industries to develop their own space in enterprise, so that they are also part of the whole food value chain, they are part of the red meat value chain, they are part of wool development capabilities and so on in the province of the Eastern Cape. And I can tell you, what I've seen in rural space, in communal areas, the kind of income, the forestry development that we are doing in this area, young people must take in interest. Agriculture is no more a depressing kind of a sector. It is a science. We need scientists, we need artisans, we need engineers, we need animal soil scientists as well, we need pathologists, we need entomologists, people who can analyze diseases and so on, small insects and everything that may affect the growth of the industry. And the province of the Eastern Cape is in a trend setting to ensure that we are starting from the soil to the skills, to the market, to commercialization, and we build big economies in the rural space. 47% of farmers are in the communal space in this area. If we fatten, we deliver on site what we call custom feed and feed lots. We fatten the animals, they create more income for our own farmers. This is what these white overalls, these green overalls, these brown overalls are supposed to do. Working the land is the solution for the country that we want to build.
I couldn't agree with you more. Lastly, one of the farmers said the issue of silos is what they need as well.
Actually, as I'm saying, we've got in Bizana Royal Enterprise, we are building one. Next week, we are going to construct, because we have already donated and tractors, implements, build area where they are going to store their own food. We are now building silos so that the produce that is coming out of these areas is in a position to be kept well, in a very well deserving, so that when they penetrate the market, they are of quality at the same time. But we need to train our communities to understand the philosophy behind rural enterprise hubs, so that at the end of the day, they are also part of this value chain as well.
Indeed. And how do we make sure that you empower as opposed to creating a dependency syndrome? Because otherwise then we're constantly waiting for government to give us skills, to give us this, to give us that. How do you make sure that you build farmers up with enough mentoring and enough guidance, but that they can stand on their own as business personnel?
We've got a farmer development program in the department. We are working also with other farmer associations in the province, and we are quite happy to know that in the institutions that we have established, like Solo, like all other agricultural institutions, there are short courses that people must attend. And the advantage of doing that is to ensure that they do understand what kind of soil, what kind of pastures. If we are speaking, for instance, about milk and dairy, province is giving more than 7.7 million liters of milk per annum. And it's an indication that in the irrigation schemes that we have in the province, which I visited all of them with no exception, I've seen 800 cows milked per day, and I know now the tons and the milk and the gallons of milk that we have as a province. But moving from the milk to pasteurization, to kind of agro-processing, to factories, to cheese making and so on, will require young people who are developing education skills so that they can be harnessed, they can be employed as agro managers in those particular areas.
I love it. MEC, we're going to have to leave it there at least for now. You said that you had seen the production of milk. I was holding a chicken, believe it or not, to Leanne. So I think I'm going to go into farming very soon. It's back to you in studio for now.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.